afternoon, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather here on Monday, May the 19th, as of 1:34 p.m. here. We're going to go over today's severe weather outlook, and we're going to break down what we're going to go over in today's live stream. First off, we're going to be starting out with the severe weather outlooks, talking about that, showing you the details and the specific threats with that. Then we're going to go into current and future radar, what we could potentially see with that. And then we'll open it up to a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, or feel free to leave them in the comments throughout this live stream, and we'll get to those at the very end of the live stream. So first, starting off with the severe weather outlooks, the overall severe weather outlook, you can see across Southwest Arkansas, we have a mixture of risk. Really, the highest risk zone today is the level 4 out of 5 moderate risk. It clips portions of our area. I want to make that very clear. When we say that moderate risk, it's mainly for pretty much the Mena area, northern Polk County, and northwest Arkansas. Outside of that, you have that orange color, which is a level 3 out of 5. That is your medium risk. Still, it's a risk. I want to make that very clear. It's a risk. Everybody has a chance of severe weather. It just decreases in how many severe storms you have the potential for. That's the thing. But with that enhanced risk, that really goes for the Hot Springs, Mount Ida, Hot Springs Village, portions of Garland, Montgomery County, Polk County, the Derricks, Glenwood, Umpire, Lodi, Langley, Kirby, down to Nashville, almost all of Howard County, portions of Pike County, portions of Sevier and Little River County, which includes the DeQueen, Locksburg, the Ashdown, Foreman areas, Horatio, Arkansas there as well. And then outside of that, you have the level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That is your yellow slight risk. Once again, that's for portions of Malvern, Arkadelphia, Caddo Valley, Gurdon, over to Sheridan, down through northern portions of Dallas County, down there to the Prescott area, Ralston, Hope, all of Hempstead County there, down to the Texarkana, Fouke areas, most of Miller County, northern portions of Lafayette County, there as well as the DeLotte area. Antoine, southeastern Pike County is in that slight risk at this time. Then outside of that, you have the level 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That is your marginal risk. That goes for the Camden, Fordyce, Hampton, El Dorado, Magnolia, southern portions of Lafayette County, all of Columbia County, portions of Calhoun County, Dallas County, and Union County down there as well. Once again, that tornado threat is really highest in that moderate risk. You can see that there, that 15% red color, that moderate tornado threat there. Then outside of that, though, you still have the 10% medium risk out there for the portions of where that enhanced risk is at, over for Derricks, Mount Ida, Hot Springs Village, Glenwood, Murfreesboro, Lake Greeson, Derricks, Umpire, Nashville, DeQueen, Horatio, Ashdown, Foreman, those areas there as well. Then you have that hatched area. You see those little dashed lines. That means that there's the potential for a few stronger tornadoes inside that area as well. And then outside of that, you have that brown colored area, which is your 5%, which is the lower end, but it's still a chance. You have that from Malvern over to Sheridan, Arkadelphia, Hope, Prescott, Texarkana, to name off a few areas, DeLotte. Then outside of that, you have the 2% very low-end tornado threat, which is for the Camden, El Dorado, Magnolia areas, Fordyce, and a few other areas there as well. Then taking a look at that damaging wind outlook, do want to mention, you can see the very high pink color right where that moderate risk is at. I don't want this to get swept under the rug. We have a hatched risk for this as well, which means there could be the possibility for some strong wind gusts of 70 miles per hour or higher with those damaging wind gusts. So I just want to make that very clear. Expect the potential for power outages as we go throughout the overnight time frame. Make sure you have devices charged and flashlights ready just in case. Best case scenario, we don't see that, but that potential is there. And once again, we'll watch it closely. But that 30% high area in that red color is pretty much where that enhanced risk is at. You're gonna hear me repeat myself a lot here, but Hot Springs Village, Montgomery County, Mount Ida, Glenwood, Murfreesboro, Lake Greeson, Derricks, Nashville, Umpire, a few other areas there is DeQueen, Locksburg, Ashdown, forming areas, you're still in that high risk or higher chance for damaging wind gust. And then that medium 15% damaging wind gust goes for Malvern, Hot Springs, Sheridan, Arkadelphia, down to the Prescott area, Hope, Texarkana, to name a few. Then you still have that 5% lower end damaging wind potential there across the marginal risk, which is that Camden, Magnolia, El Dorado, Hampton areas there as well. Then finally, we have that large hail outlook as well, and there is that 30% chance for a large hail potential, or that 30% chance high-end large hail threat with that, with pretty much where that enhanced risk is at. D Queen over to Glenwood, Derricks, Umpire, Mount Ida, all of Montgomery County and Polk County, just around that Hot Springs Village area, and you still have that chance for large hail as you go further out of that. This really, one thing to take away with these severe weather outlooks is the higher the risk, the more storm coverage you're expected to see in severe storms. I want to make that very clear. If you're in a marginal risk, you may only see 1 or 2 severe storms in that marginal risk. If you're in a moderate risk, you may have more widespread severe weather and higher chances overall for your big severe weather potentials. I just want to make that clear on those severe weather outlooks. So let's jump in and take a look at current radar, what we have ongoing just across the region here. And when we pull this up, you'll notice right now we're starting off with just being a little further out of the coverage area. Right now we have that tornado watch that's just north of our area. That includes portions of northwest Arkansas. You can see we have there's severe warnings for some large hail up here near Tulsa, some severe storms ongoing in Oklahoma. They're seeing their show right now, even down here into northeast Texas, which these storms here we'll have to keep a close eye on, because if we play this in motion, these are probably going to be heading to the northeast here if radar will load. Yeah, they're heading to the northeast here, so we will have to watch these here within the next few hours as they come towards Arkansas. If they can get their act together, we may have to watch for severe weather potential with those. But really, the big overall severe threat is going to be this evening into the overnight hours, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. You can see some showers and some storms potentially ongoing across southwest Arkansas, as we are seeing some showers and storms there in northeast Texas that are heading our way. We'll have to watch to see if any of those develop any further with that throughout this afternoon. Now, real quickly, let's take a look at the HRRR model and show you what data is currently showing. Remember, model guidance isn't everything. One of the many tools we use to build forecasts. If we take a look, it has picked up well on this area of storms. This is at 1 p.m., so 42 minutes is a little further north. So just comparing right now, we'll watch and see. Just remember, this isn't perfect. Nothing in weather is ever perfect. You're never going to be perfect in weather. Just, that's one thing to take away with weather. But with this, it gives us a general idea. Not the exact, but the general idea. So really, we're going to put this in motion and pay attention to this time up here. This is the southwest Arkansas area, but really as we continue throughout this afternoon, more storms fire off in southeast Oklahoma, and these are continuing to go down here in south of the Dallas area around that 3 p.m. time frame. They may be starting just a little earlier when you take a look at current radar compared to what we're currently seeing, or when you take a look at current radar to what future radar is showing. So we'll have to watch that closely, but 5 p.m. time frame, you see these storms here that are off by themselves potentially. These will carry that greatest tornado threat and probably large hail potential. You'll notice if we zoom this, give me one moment here. If we zoom this out, you'll notice a cluster or a line trying to start to form here in the Oklahoma area. That'll probably be where we see our bigger damaging wind threat later in this evening. As we go forward, you could see some showers and storms across southwest Arkansas throughout really after that 5 p.m. time frame through 6. Then after that, you really start to see this line of storms forms off over here late this evening, about 8 p.m. across eastern Oklahoma. And when we put this into motion, you can kind of see by 10, 11 p.m. tonight, it could potentially be moving into southwest Arkansas. So a late night, but really with this line of storms, we'll have to watch for that damaging wind potential. You can kind of see on data, you can just kind of see those bows that it has in that. That's that wind pushing out. That's a good indicator that that's a damaging wind or a straight line wind event, or potential, but we will also have to watch for that embedded tornado threat along that line. You may get some kinks in that line, and where those kinks form, they could have that carry that tornado potential. And you could potentially get a cluster or a mixture of some bowing lines and maybe some storms, supercells, or embedded supercells that are off by themselves or along the line, and maybe some supercells out ahead of that line. We'll have to watch all those closely as we go throughout this evening. And you can see that line continues to move through overnight. And really, we may have to watch for some more storms late overnight into the early morning time frame there overnight tonight. But as we go into the Tuesday time frame, for the most part, our severe weather threat comes to an end, and we start to potentially see some drier conditions through the end of this week. Friday through this weekend, I know it's Memorial Day weekend. There may be some rain chances in store for Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk more about that as we go into tomorrow. Let's get through the severe weather potential first. So, real quickly, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and we'll get to them. But once again, expect that severe. We're going to be watching this afternoon closely. If we do get any storms that fire off like that are occurring down here in northeast Texas, or really in North Texas, we'll watch those closely, and if they can keep their act together, they may carry a severe potential a little earlier than what data was wanting to show up on. If you look at what data was showing, just maybe an hour or so ahead of what that HRRR model was showing. So that's something we'll keep in mind with that. Always got to pay close attention to what you're currently seeing compared to what data is showing. Temperatures right now across southwest Arkansas are ranging from the lower to mid to upper 80s across the area, upper 80s across the far southeastern corner of the coverage area down here near the Camden, El Dorado areas. I do think they're going to reach the lower 90s down there today. A mixture of some clouds and sun. You have been seeing a few peaks of sun as we go throughout the day today, but overall, mostly cloudy skies. That trend will continue. That humidity is there. It's humid. The instability is there, so we have the stuff in place for some severe storms this evening. But feel free to leave any questions in the comments below. Once again, we're going to watch this far southeastern portion of our coverage area. I know you're not in the greatest severe weather potential when you look at data. Storms aren't necessarily showing up there greatly, but still pay attention. You know, data's data. It's can work well for you sometimes, and sometimes it can be absolutely crap. Just being fully honest with you there. That's just how it goes sometimes. So just know we're gonna watch it closely, and we'll have to watch these storms down here, like I said, in in northern Texas as they move northeast. They may move into southern portions of the coverage area, and your weather apps may not pick up on that. I know we've got a lot of questions about those. Weather apps, in my honest opinion, a lot of times, most of those apps, if you want me to be fully honest with you, they're crap. I know Todd Yacobian used to call them crap apps all the time. That's just one of the things about them. There's ways that I get really technical about it. There's ways that they go about with those apps and building those forecasts, and it kind of takes the human element out of it. They don't really build the forecast. They purchase model data, and they put it into the app, so it kind of takes that human element out of forecasting to go, hey, that don't look right on data or something or stuff of that nature. Most apps do that. There's always the exception of a few good ones. Your local weather apps, in terms of like KTV weather app, Arkansas Storm Team, they're great ways to receive warnings, stuff of that nature. Definitely recommend getting those as well. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings tonight and ways to wake you up just in case you get a warning. I know it's going to be an overnight event. As always, we don't tell anybody that you can't go to sleep during severe weather events overnight. Feel free to just make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings and ways to wake you up in case a warning is issued. That's the biggest thing. And one other thing, have those severe weather plans in place. Know what to do in case a tornado warning is issued. Most center part of your home, away from those exterior walls, away from windows, lowest level of your home. Cover your head and neck area. If you're in a mobile home, stuff of that nature. Mobile home, camper, stuff of that nature. I know we're in the summertime. Just make sure you have a better option to go to, something more secure in terms of that. Just have that thought in the back of your mind. Think of that before storms happen, so it's just automatically, and practice that. So if a warning is issued, you can automatically go to that spot without having to go and thinking about where do I need to go. Just have that plan ready. And hey, best case scenario is you never got to use it. But we're in Arkansas. We're in central part of the U.S. where severe weather is often. So I hate to say that, but it's not a matter of if. It's probably more of a matter of when for most people in terms of severe weather, just because of the part of the country that we live in. But enough rambling on. I don't see any questions in the comments below. So guessing that's good. Guessing that's a good thing. But as always, hey, best case scenario is you don't got to see me again today. But whenever severe storms do, or we get a watch put out for our area, I fully expect the tornado watch to be issued later this evening or afternoon for our coverage area through the overnight time frame. As always, we're going to continue posting on the Facebook page with updates, and we will go live on Facebook if we have any warnings, any severe warnings or tornado warnings. Tornado warnings, we're going to be live no matter, or as long as we can go live in terms of having power and internet and all of that stuff. But any severe warnings that we go, hey, that we need to go live for, we will do so here on Facebook. On YouTube, we'll have the live nonstop radar coverage up, so it'll continue to play with information, radar coverage throughout the severe event, and we'll be able to break in the coverage on there like we do on Facebook. Just Facebook can give you that option to where it will go live specifically for warnings and stuff of that nature. YouTube will have that live stream set up. So if you want to if you just want to set it up on a TV or something of that nature and just watch radar, have it on standby throughout the night, feel free to. You can do that and check out the YouTube page, and we'll have all that information over there. So as always, enough of that. That'll bring us to the end of the live stream. And as always, want to say a big thanks to all of our sponsors. We can't do this without them. This helps us get this information to you guys. So big thanks as always to Palmer's Roofing, Southern Dumpster Rentals, J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper, Landmark Insurance Agency, Patterson's Credit Union, and Fort Smith Therapy. We're blessed to work with all of them, and we are blessed to be able to provide you a great source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Lord willing, that we're able to continue to do this for a long time, and we are very blessed to be able to cover weather down here and give you a great source in a much needed area. As always, have a good rest of your Monday. Stay weather aware, have multiple ways to receive warnings, and as always, we'll be here ready to track the next severe storms with you. Have a good rest of your Monday.